Hey, who is the person that you admire most in the world right now? Just take a minute and consider that. Who's the person that you you just they've got something and you just love it and you wish you had it. Maybe it's a combination of some things that they possess. I want to tell you about something called the bright shadow. In psychology, when we talk about shadow work, usually it's from a negative place. Like we're thinking about the parts of ourselves that we refuse to admit or own that are negative. The easiest way to spot it is when you say something like, "Oh my God, I would never do something like that." That's your ego's way of going yeah, we filtered out our capacity to do that because it's not who we are, quote unquote. We don't identify with that trait or whatever, that behavior or that belief, or I would never. The truth is there is a part of you that totally would be able to engage in that 100%. There's a part of you, but we relegate that into the unconscious to help us in our ego identification. Okay, we're gonna box ourselves in so we understand who we are. Okay, so that's negative shadow. And we talk about shadow work a lot, especially the work that I do is dream interpretation. I'm a dream expert. And a lot of times our dreams show us our shadows, right? The things we're not really being honest with ourselves about, the parts of ourselves that are relegated to the unconscious, but really are parts of who we are. And why I asked you that question in the beginning there is because we're going to focus on something called the bright shadow, and that is the positive attributes that you don't believe about yourself, or you don't own yet, or you haven't fully integrated as part of who you are in the world. And the way to spot that is to look at that person that you admire. That person has those aspects and they own them and they are in part of their, conscious awareness. They wield that part of themselves like a power. And you admire that because there's something in you, in your unconscious, that is like, psst, us too. You have that capacity, but it's in your bright shadow right now. So the way to move it from bright shadow into conscious awareness is to practice believing it's true about yourself. You can use your dreams as a source of guidance. Our dreams are always half a step ahead of us. And we can look in your dream state for both your negative shadow work that you have to own into and face up to in order to be able to manage, and your positive bright shadow aspects so that you can become more fully engaged as who you're meant to be in the world. So you can stop projecting that good stuff onto them and start owning it for yourself.